Okay, good day, guys. Good day. Should I say good day, girls and guys? Welcome to the 17th day of Connect Academy. Now, we're actually going to just continue from where we stopped, and in this section today, in this class today, we're just going to actually touch some other examples, and maybe as we continue, I'll give you some new concepts of some things and some some small things I can add to the examples that are new to you guys. Okay, so in our last class we were using the bicycle class which we just created. We created the data members, we created a default constructor, we created a method, we we created methods, the set method, the get methods, and that was all we did. And remember that we also used the class that we created. We made use of the class that we created, and I showed you, we ran them, and I showed you the difference of the first one and the first one here. Oh, sorry. I showed you the difference between this first line and this second line and in in our last class I said I'm going to also show you people what I'm going to show you how to make a constructor on your own. Like, what I'm saying is not using the default constructor this time around. Okay, remember we said the constructor is just like somehow like a method, but not exactly a method, but it's somehow like a method. And we are actually going to create a constructor whereby the constructor has parameters inside it. And okay, um you remember that when we're defining our methods, our set methods or our get methods, okay, we created parameters, and I showed you how to make use of such parameters, whereby you assigned it to your bicycle data member, bicycle name, and so that whatever the person now inserts here, whatever person using this method now, whatever inserts here is going to automatically assign it to the bicycle name up here. And we saw it when we did vehicle class, and we assigned Millicent, and Millicent was occupied the parameter space name, which was assigned to the bicycle name. That was when we printed the get bicycle name, bicycle to get bicycle name. When we used this method, it returned whatever was this bicycle name, it returned whatever was inside the at that particular moment, which was Millicent for our bicycle 2 object. Okay, and now we're going to define constructors, whereby constructors have their own parameters, so that you so that in some cases you might not need to define, you might not need to use the methods. You might just decide to use the constructor and insert whatever you want inside your data member. So we go back to the bicycle class and we move ahead to define our constructors in such way. Okay, before I continue, please, you can have multiple constructors. Okay, let's just continue first. So this is a constructor. This here is a constructor, but is a default constructor. So let us create our own constructor. You can have many constructors as you like if you want, but it all depends on what you are doing and depends on your choice. So I'm going to comment over here default constructor, default constructor. I'll try to make this class so brief. I'll try to make it brief because we don't really have much today. Remember I said your projects might begin on Wednesday, so you have to listen very well. So this is the default constructor. Now let us create our own construct. Let us create a constructor that has parameters. So to create constructors, you put your public bicycle, and then the parameters, you can anything you want. You say string or anything you just want. Okay, let us look at our data members. One string, one boolean, one basket count. But let us say that we just want parameters that has color and bicycle name. Then maybe we'll create the one that have gear and basket count, or we can do everything, or we can just do one. Is our choice. So we go over to bicycle and we want to use bicycle name and bicycle color. We want to assign the values to them on creating our objects. We want the values to be assigned to them. Now we say string bicycle name. Now I'm not going to use the name in full because I don't like using name that I've not used before, so that it's not going to confuse you, or maybe so that if you get an error you will not be like, where did I get this error from? So at this your stage, I don't want to be using names that I've already used before. Do you understand? So that the system will not interchange things. So if I want to say now bicycle name, I can just remove the E and I can remove the L here. So bike's name, but it's bicycle name we're talking of here. Another parameter we want to put is, we said wanted to also put bicycle color, so I can just say bicycle color bike color, and I think I'm done. And so we're going to assign this to the property, which is going to be bike name. And so it's going to be bicycle name equal to whatever the user is going to write there, and we have bike color, bike color, sorry, bike bicycle color equal to bike color. Now okay, this is giving us an error. It means we did not spell it well. It's E. Okay, and this, remove this E. Okay, and remember there are two differences between, let me comment this thing first. There's a difference between, don't go and assign it like this. Some people now might want to assign it like this. They will like say bike call equal to bicycle color, and don't assign things like this. Remember, in programming, codes are being executed from left to right, so the system executes this thing. I think it's, yes, from left to right. So the system executes these things like this. Do you understand? So now if you now say it executes it from left to right, not from right, not from, the system does not start executing something from here and be going like it's cast like this, takes them in group like this, so from left to right. So now you not doing this thing. Now you're not saying that you're assigning what, so this liner that you wrote,
What you're saying is that you're assigning bicycle color, the data member, to be inside this to be inside this bike call, which is not meant to be so. And if you run this thing with your bicycle color is never going to contain, like, this is a wrong expression. That's what I'm trying to say, because you are doing the opposite. You are assigning, just like you saying when you write x equal to 2 now, and there's a difference between it and saying 2 equal to x. Now you're saying anywhere you see x, like you're bringing 2 inside x. You're not bringing x inside 2, you're bringing 2 inside x. But here now you're bringing x inside 2. Do you understand? So that's exactly what I'm trying to say. That here, you assign it. Now you're bringing best color, whatever is here, to be inside this parameter, which is not meant to be. So you don't bring things like that inside the parameter, and it's not the main target. You're not assigning anything to the parameter. Instead, you're assigning whatever is in parameter to be equal to the data member, to be equal to the data member. That is why this expression is wrong and this is right, because now you're now bringing whatever is going to be in the parameter once the user creates the object to be inside the bicycle color. Now I said you can assign any number of constructors you like. Okay, let's go for another one. You can say, okay, public, okay, let me just copy this thing, copy and paste. Copy, paste. What's happening? Copy, paste. Okay, so this is a constructor. I want to create another constructor. Is showing me red because you cannot have the same exact constructors. You created them the same, nothing changed. So that's why showing me a red. So I'm going to clean here, and let me say I want to say string, and let's just say want to use that boolean, and instead of to be writing, what did I use up, so to write gear, I'm going to use just ge, and here let me use bicycle name here. Okay, let me not complete the remaining e, so that it's not going to show me as an error. And here I'm going to say, okay, gear, which is up, gear equals to ge, and here I said bicycle name equal to bicycle name without the e. Okay, so I can create as much, I can make it to be 3 parameters. I can add string, and let me not use string. I can add string. What is your problem now? Am I not recording something? Sorry, I beg. That's just, I don't know. Sometimes people will just want to distract you. Let's continue. What I'm saying is that you can have some funny brothers. So as bicycle name, bicycle Okay, what is the next one now? Okay, let me say I want to use basket count, but it's not must everything must be inside your constructor. It just depends. Let's say basket count, so I can say int and basket, and I say just co, and here I'll say basket count equal to basket co. And now if I go to my vehicle, there is no need for me to be using some setters for some things now. So remember that if I run this, it's going to give me millicent. If the second one is going to give me millicent, and the first one is going to give me whatever the default name was set to. It's going to give me Gechi, so it's going to give me Gechi and millicent. So let's be running Gechi and millicent. Okay, you can see it now. And now this thing is no longer important for now, because we can use, okay, remember I said, now I want to, let me comment this one. Now let me create another object. Let us say bicycle 3, or maybe I may not even comment those ones, just anyhow you want it to be. Okay, let us say bicycle 3. Let's create bicycle 3, and we'll say b bicycle and bicycle 3 equal to, now instead of me to use the default constructor, do you understand? I don't want to make use of the set method now. I want to assign my names already here. I want to assign who is the owner of bicycle 3 already from the constructor itself. And I can go to my constructor, and even without me going to my constructor itself, it's going to give me options. If I put my mouse cursor in here, okay, maybe it's not like that. For let me start. If I put my something here, okay, see now it has given me that's something that the first one I can decide to create it without putting any parameter. I can decide to just put my quotation mark here, sorry, my semicolon here, and as I did to bicycle 1 and 2, or I can decide to put a string here and a color here for the bicycle string and for the bicycle color and for the bicycle name. Or I can decide to, or there's also an option too that I can use gear. I can do whether it's true or false, or I can put a bicycle name, and I can also put a bicycle number there, but a basket count number there. So anyone that you want to use, his name was, I'm not saying you should click anyone, but it's just telling you the ID is helping you. That's one thing I like with IntelliJ. It's showing you the options you can do. So now I want to use the second one. And so a string there. I want to say this bicycle owns the owner of this bicycle is let us say the owner is um which person's name now will I use? The owner is Michael, or you can say the owner is Ekene. Okay, so you put a string. You will not just write Ekene. Ekene is not a string. It's going to keep it as red. You understand, because it's not a string. So you put your quotation mark, then you write Ekene, then you put your comma. As you can see here, there's a comma. You have always been making use of commas, so we'll put our comma, and then there's already you're seeing now that say, okay, bicycle name is equal to Ekene, like the parameter, that's this parameter here, you understand. Now this one here, it is already saying bicycle name equal to, it has already assigned it to the parameter. Then the second one was what we use it for color, okay, and it's a string too. So it's a string, so we say blue, so we say blue, and we put our semicolon. Okay, now if we want to print bicycle 3. Let me copy this, let me paste this. Now if we want to print bicycle 3 and we say print, we have run our program, and bicycle 3 dot get bicycle name, if it's just the name we want to get, it's going to print for us Ekene. You have seen it has given us Ekene. You have seen it has given us Ekene. Now it's this 2 is reading null, this 3 is like null, like nothing, because remember I said bicycle 1 dot get bicycle name, it showed us null. This one, it showed us null. Now the reason is because null means there's nothing inside. Now the reason is because null is like the what was inside here for those what was inside here for those bicycle 1 and 2. There was nothing inside for bicycle name. Now the reason is because you commented the bicycle 1 dot set bicycle name, and you commented for bicycle 2 too, for bicycle 2 to TOO and TWO. So you commented for bicycle 2 TWO 2 TOO. Do you understand? Now you commented the set method when you're assigning to bicycle 1, and you also commented when you're assigning millicents to bicycle 2. Since you commented it out, that means the program should not run those stuffs, because program cannot run anything as in comment. Remember I said it's now day 11. That's why when you now said okay, I get the bicycle name for bicycle 1 and for bicycle 2, it went here. So if it went to this method, you say you brought out the method, okay, get bicycle name. Now what is there? Return bicycle name. It now went up and say okay, what is in bicycle name? Nothing. It now went and wrote null. I went and wrote null for the second one. Now for the third one, we have already used the constructor itself. We have already used this constructor and assigned everything. Do you understand? So that's why you can even assign it from your constructor instead of using the set method in some cases. Now you put Ekene here. Now when you put in Ekene here, Ekene goes to the parameter bicycle name, and it goes here and it assigns itself. It assigns itself to bicycle name. So Ekene now enters this bicycle name, which enters up here. So up here now for bicycle 3 now is Ekene, and that was why when you now said okay, get bicycle name for me, it's returned bicycle name, which is Ekene, and that is why here you see Ekene. Now if you want to print the color, you can say okay, I can say bicycle color, was it what I used? Okay, bicycle color, and I'll run it now. You see now it's going to give us Ekene blue, Ekene and blue under. It gave us no. Okay, what's the problem? There's a problem here. It's like this blue did not enter our stuff. Let's know the problem. Let's go to get bicycle color. Get bicycle color. Okay, return bicycle color, which is return bicycle. Return what is here, and it's blue we wrote, and it's still printed null. How? But let us check that our constructor that we defined, whether we assigned it bicycle call equal to bicycle color, and it's meant to print for us blue now. Okay, sorry, you see there was a mistake. You have seen it now. It was 2. We did not change it to 3. Because it's bicycle 2 we're talking of here. So it now went to bicycle 2. We did not set any method for bicycle color. You understand? And there's nothing in bicycle 2 constructor. That's why I printed null. So it's meant to be 3, because it's 3 now that we assigned blue to. that were assigned blue to the color. It's 3 that were assigned blue to the color. So I've changed it to 3, and we're going to rerun our program, and it's going to give us blue. So you're seeing that Ekene blue. Now bicycle 3 has Ekene and blue, so it's nicer if we attach, if we want it to be Ekene blue, not let the blue not show on that. So we carry this our bicycle color. Remember I taught you guys how to concatenate, and you put here, you add your plus, and you paste. So it's going to give us Ekene blue. But remember, it's not going, there's not going to be any space. It's going to be joined together. And who can tell me the reason? Why is it going to be Ekene blue? Why is it going to join together? And is what I'll show you people now. Imagine there's no space, but here there are big spaces. Remember I told you that even if you extend this thing, it's still going to produce the same thing. Now what are we going to do? We're going to plus a string, we'll give a string, add a space to it, and add our plus back. So now it's going to say Ekene plus this small space. That's it. Therefore this small space will now show this small space, because this, I told you that space 2 is a string once you use that quotation mark, and the space then was going to add blue. So now if we run our program, you see Ekene blue. And that's all for our bicycle class and how to declare constructors. Now I'm going to create another class here. I'm going to, because you can create multiple classes. In short, projects they used to involve multiple classes. Here we just created the bicycle class, and we created this vehicle class is for us to run our classes, our program. So I want to create another class, and what class is nicer to create? Okay, I want to create an account class. Okay, let me leave account first. That's all. Just anything you want. No names are very hard to find. Okay, I want to create a, should I say, a boy class or a school class? Okay, let me create a school class. So I'm going to go to my source. Okay, and do you want it to be in a separate package? Okay, let me put it in this package. I want it to be in this package. So I want it to be in the same package with my school class. So I'll click my new Java class and school. This is just another example. School and school. What are the properties of a school? Let us create the data members. And what's the first property of a school? Private int the students. Okay, first of all, private the name of the school, private string school name. Another property, private int the total number of students, and the key private int total male students. Okay, private int total female students if it's a boys and girls school. Okay, Okay, let us make it. No, you see must that children must go to school. No, okay, let us make it total female students. The girls now they are girls are girls are see everybody's just waiting for me to say what girls are. More girls are not eating us so how will I slam my fellow boys? Remove female students, Jerry. Oh my believe me, everything are just cruise. Let two of them be there. Yeah, so um private int total female students and private teachers private int teachers the total teachers. Okay, remember according to order and similarity and name convention, we use data members are we use small letter at the beginning. Then should I say male teachers too and female teachers? Are those ones important? Okay, let us just say that they're important. Private int male teachers. I'm very sure that in a school whereby the female teachers are 2 times 2x or 3x the male teachers, the males will be very happy because there are many people to select from for who to marry. Okay, female teachers. These properties is a big. Let's just leave that to our teachers. And should I say the color of school? Okay. I think is let's leave it like this. So we only have string for our school name and total students, and so let us create our methods, our set and get methods. So we say now it's time for our methods. So we say first of all, let's create our set method and get method for school name. Public void set school name and public void get school name. Okay, once this next means I'll stop this class. Anyway, I stop, then public, sorry, it's not meant to be void, it's meant to return a string here because the string that is here, because the string you actually want to return, you want to return the school name. So public int total students and sorry, that is going to be void public int gets total students. Void why is given an error is that because for you to use a return type, if you're not using the void, why there's an error here is that missing return statements. You have to put your return and return for this error to clear, but we can decide to put it after we're finished declaring all our methods. And okay, let me just put it return what is going to return total students, and you can see now the error has gone, and here total students, sorry, return school name. What did I use? don't understand. So return school name. Here is going to be small letter. Here is going to be small letter. So I think I've this class I want to make it brief. Okay. And we continue for the total male student, total female student, teachers, and it's just exactly how we did the bicycle class. You can add parameters if you want to add. You can not add parameters if you don't want to add. They are just it's just the same thing as we did to the bicycle class, and that's so you can do it to school too. So in our next class we're actually going to continue, and I'm actually also going to show you some new stuffs, and we're actually going to practicalize. And on Wednesday, get ready with your phones and your laptop, and please don't miss out. Thank you, and God bless you guys.